Yo, what's going on, guys? We're going to be doing a new smite tier list here today for you 10.12 casual meta. Right, a lot has changed over the last couple months or over the last what month, 2 months since my last tier list video. Mage solos has definitely risen up, and your typical warriors have fallen down. It's kind of a less tanky meta. Your globals are very high prevalent, but let's get right into it. Right now, Achilles. I don't think Achilles is bad. I don't think very great. I typically would put him in A tier, but I think I would move him down to B tier just with how Warriors are performing right now. Agni, I still think Agni is. I think that's where he was last time. He's still very solid. He's not bad. Um, I don't think he's B tier. He's either very high B tier or very low A tier. So I'm going to throw him in the A tier for now. He's very easy to hit his chain CCs on. He's just a very good, solid god. AMC. Now, I don't think. I played a decent amount of AMC recently. I don't think AMC's F tier anymore. Genuinely, I don't. Um, I don't know if he's. I don't necessarily think he's B tier. So I'll throw him. He's very high C tier, possibly low B tier. Upwash. I think he's better than Agni. Obviously, you could play him in solo lane. That's where he's. I think that's probably where he shines the most. But he still has that flex potential into mid. So I think he's still very strong. Amaterasu. I think Amaterasu is one of the only warriors that can compete in the current meta, mainly just because of how good the character is. You got flex potential to be able to play her in the jungle, but I still think she's the strongest in. I still think she's strong in the solo lane. I think that's where she fits the best. Honor. Now I'm debating putting him in S tier. I can see the argument for it, but I'm going to throw him in A tier. I think Honor is probably one of your top ADCs in the game right now. I don't think there's not that many characters that can compete with Honor at the current moment in time. So I'm going to put Aki in A tier. He's very strong. Anubis. I'm debating C tier, but I'm going to throw Anubis in B tier. I don't think he's bad. I think he's very easy to play. Maybe that's probably why I'm putting him in B tier. But he's also very easy to counter. One Pestilence and one Ankh, and you're kind of useless. But besides that, you have a ton of lifesteal, with Typhons being very good right now. I think Anubis is very strong. Ao Kwang. I don't think Ao Kwang is S tier anymore. He used to be one of the top jungles in the game. Now he's definitely fallen off slightly. But do I think he's horrible? No. I'm going to throw him in B tier. I don't think he has the flex potential in solo that he used to have. I still think he's prevalent there. But I do think he's kind of getting outshined by some of these gods um, in the jungle right now. Afro. I think Afro is horrible in this current meta. I think there's only one mage support that I would honestly even play, and this Nox, and we'll get to her soon. Apollo, I don't think Apollo's very great. Don't think he's bad right now. Arachne, she's definitely fallen down from S tier. I would argue you could probably still throw her in A tier, but I'm throwing her in B tier. I don't think she's bad right now, but I definitely don't think she's the best god in the game like how she used to be. Now Ares, Ares I think is S tier easily. I think he's one of the best supports in the game, if not the best support in the game. He's top 4 easily. Actually, I'm gonna throw Ares in A tier. I changed my mind. With the buff to Relic Dagger, I think Ares' kit and just the way you blink ult just to initiate, I think that makes him very strong. He's a very good beads burner, right? I think Ares is a great support in the game right now. Artemis, B tier. Ability Artemis is very strong right now. I don't think she's bad. I don't think she's great. And with Silver Branch getting a buff, I haven't tried the attack stim with Silver Branch on her yet, but I still think it would be very strong. But I think Ability Artemis is where you want to go. RDO. I think RDO is trash. I don't think RDO is worth playing at all. Support, solo, don't ever play her in support, and you probably shouldn't play her in solo. I don't think the items that work in solo work on her right now. Athena. Athena is S tier. Athena is probably actually better than Ares. I think the dash, you don't have to waste an ult to burn beads, and you have that fat global presence. I think Athena is probably the top support in the game at the current moment in time. So just play her. She's very easy to play. dash taunt over and over and over and go over again. That's all you have to do. Dash taunt constantly. Dash 3 taunt boom. You're good. Alice. I don't think Alice is very good. Don't think he's bad. Very solid support pick. A Willix. Same deal. She's very good at countering gods with jumps. So if she didn't, if she wasn't able to do that, she'd probably go C tier. But she's very strong. Baba Yaga. S tier. I think Baba Yaga is very, very, very good. Especially with Prophetics being standard in her build. I think she's able to shred. She has great poke, great lane clear, and great team fight potential. Bacchus. But though Bacchus is in B tier. I think Bacchus is your typical dive, you know, dive guardian, and he's very good to complement other characters. Um, I just think he just lacks certain things that other supports have, like Athena and Ares. I think he lacks some of those things. Bakashura. I think Bakashura sucks right now. I don't think he's not worth playing, but I don't think he's good at all right now. The items just suck in terms of Bakashura is a god that's based around items, and all the items suck for him. Baron. I don't think he's bad. Don't think he's great with the recent buff. He's pretty good. Bastet. I kind of want to throw her in A tier, but I think I'm going to throw her in the B tier, mainly just because I don't think she's bad, but I don't necessarily think she's. No, I'm gonna throw her in A tier. I think she's very strong. Actually, I take that. I changed my mind. I think she's very strong. Obviously, you have a great ult for chase down, or even just to throw it out in the middle of your combo for your kit. She has insane lifesteal potential. I think she's good. I changed my mind. She's not B tier at all. She's definitely mid A tier. Belota. Same with same kind of the same boat as Bakashura. The items you need for her are just not good at the current moment in time. Kabrakan. I'm gonna throw Kabrakan in A tier. I think he's very good. Not just as support, but especially in the solo lane. I think he's very strong in the solo lane. I think Kabrakan's very good right now. Camazotz. I'm gonna throw Camazotz A tier. I think he's one of the best jungles in the game. I don't think he does anything necessarily poor. I think he's very good. He's probably one of the top. He's probably one of the best junglers in the game right now, just because of high sustain. That's mainly just the ability, his easiness of combo. Right, Cerberus. I think he's B tier. I don't think he's bad. I definitely don't think he's great. Obviously, the protection, the lifesteal, the healing reduction on his breath is very strong. Right. Great initiation ult, kind of same like Ares, but he just does what Ares does. I think just slightly worse, in my opinion. Cernos. I definitely think he's fallen down. I think he's very solid though. I don't think he's bad. Don't think he's great. You can make the argument for A tier. Kind of just say he's very solid, but I don't think he's does anything better than most of the other hunters, and you'll see that a lot of the hunters are either going to be a B or A tier. Chalk. I think Chalk is kind of trash. I think he's great. Don't think he's bad. Chang'e. I think Chang'e's pretty average right now. Charon. I'm going to throw Charon in A tier. I think Charon and Ares are tied for about as good as they are together. I think they're about the same level as good. Charon's just so easy to hit CC on. That's it. He's just very easy guy to play. Charybdis. I think just mainly because of her ultimate, she's trash. I don't think she's very good to play. Her ult's trash. Her escape is probably the only good thing about her kit in general. Chernobog. That's your best. Chernobog might be just the best god in the game. He might just one of the best gods in the game. Honestly, just that global ultimate is just Globals is running this meta right now, and Chernobog has the best global ult in the game. And there's really no arguing that. You could say maybe Athena with the speed boost she gives her allies, but the slow Chernobog throws out, I think he's able to rotate so quick. I think Chernobog's just your best AC in the game. Chiron. I think Chiron's great. I don't think he's very strong right now. That's kind of about it. Not much to say about him. He's just not very good right now. Kronos is typically only good to juggle, and if you don't go Polynomicon on him, he's kind of useless. Cleo. See, I think she's good. I think you can fit her in A tier, but I think she's going to be more. I think she's pretty average. I don't think she's great. I don't think she's bad. Cthulhu. Horrible. Straight trash. Don't play Cthulhu. He is not worth playing. Um, I think his kit sucks. I think his ultimate is one of the worst ultimates in the game, if not the worst ultimate in the game. It's you already die. When you pop your ultimate, you die in 12 autos to a hunter. It's just how it is. There's no point. The ultimate is useless. Cthulhu's just trash. Cucullin, he just got buffed, but I don't think it helps him out all that much. So I'm gonna throw Cucullin in a B tier. He's still a good lane. Actually, yeah, no, I'm still putting him in B tier. He's very good. If you're going up against another warrior, he's a very good lane bully. Cucullin. He's just able to spam, and obviously he doesn't take mana. That's a very big benefit for him. Cupid. I don't think Cupid's good. I think he still struggles to clear, and that's just how Cupid will always be. Unless they buff his clear. Daji, only good if you hard counter pick gods. Danzaburo. I think Donzo is really good right now. I don't think he's bad at all. I think he does everything he does well. There isn't really one thing he does poorly. Disco. I think Disco. I feel like you can make the argument for A tier because she has a very strong passive, but I'm gonna throw her in B tier. Erlang. I think Erlang's very good in the jungle right now, especially with how prevalent made solos are. But the issue with that is, if we go back to a warrior meta, I don't think Erlang will be as good in the jungle. But currently, at this current moment in time, I still think he's B tier. I don't think he's A tier. Maybe you can make the argument for it, but I think he's fits in A tier. ESET, C tier. I just don't think she does anything very great right now. Fafnir, I'm gonna throw him into C tier too. I don't think he's the greatest support. Fenrir, also gonna throw in C tier. I think he's too risky to play at the current moment in time. You kind of just get burned. He's very strange, and you kind of just become an alt bot, or you're kind of an alt bot, starting at level 5, seemingly all the way like level 20 until late game. Freya, A tier. She is the best magical ADC. Actually, she is the second best magical ADC in the game. We'll get to the number 1 soon. She just does so much damage. She's the highest damaging magical ADC in the game. Maybe not the one with the best utilities, but she does so much damage that it's hard to combat a Freya. Ganesha. Ganesha would throw an S tier. I think Ganesha is the second best support in the game. I think he's very, very good right now. Even with the nerf to Dharmic Pillars, I don't think that matters too much. This 5-second long silence is kind of criminal for Ganesha. I'm being honest. That's insane. 5 seconds for a silence is very, very good. And obviously he has pillars, which is one of the best guardian ultimates in the game. Geb, A tier. He does so much damage, and that knockup is insane. And the shield is just obviously very good. Geb, very, very strong right now. Gilgamesh, B tier. Don't think he's poor. I don't necessarily think he's great either. Guan Yu. I don't want to put Guan Yu in B tier. I want to put him in C tier. I don't think Guan Yu is amazing at this current moment in time, but I don't really think he's bad. Obviously, ignore this. This is kind of just I'm just gonna talk, but I don't think he's very strong right now in our meta. Like I said, mages are just prevalent, so he kind of gets bullied out. Hachiman, B tier. He's very average. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's horrible. Hades. Hades is one of the mages that I don't think performs as well in the solo lane as some of the other ones. Actually, I'm going to boost him up. I still think Hades can go in the A tier. I don't think he's horrible. I don't think he's great. In terms of solo lane, I wouldn't play him in mid. Hebo. He's not bad in the jungle. I don't think he's great right now. He kind of gets bullied out by some other junglers, but he's still, obviously, he's Hebo and it's the ultimate, so he's still pretty strong. You just got to learn the position on Hebo. Heim. He is, if you're getting ganked on Heim, you probably shouldn't be playing Heim, to be honest with you. He is one of the safest, if not the safest ADC in the game with his teleport. It's just a way to, if you get ward coverage and you can teleport, you should not be getting ganked. Hell. I think Hell sucks in this meta. Mainly, strictly, unless you maybe hard picking someone like hard countering like an Ares, but even then I don't know if it's really worth it or not. I just think Hell is not very strong right now. I don't think the heal is very good, especially with mages. You don't have a genuine front line if you go Hell. Hera, I think Hera's average. Hercules, I want to put Hercules in. I'm gonna throw him in B tier. I don't think he's C tier. I don't think he's A tier at all. Horus is B tier. He's very average. Hu Yi, once again, another average god. We're gonna see a couple of average gods coming up here for, you know, pretty obvious reasons. I don't think Hu Yi clears very well, but his ult's pretty decent. Bats, even with the buff to his ult, he kind of just becomes an ult bot. Ishtar. Actually, I kind of throw Ishtar in A tier, but I'm going to leave her in B tier for now. I think crit's coming back, and I think Ishtar is better with crit. So maybe when this crit becomes more prevalent, Ishtar can go back in A tier. Ishel, I think, is A tier. I think Ishel is very, very good, even in the solo lane, especially in the solo lane, actually. I think she's very strong. She counters, honestly, the Morgan Le Fay. I think she's good in the Morgan and solo lane. And that's a very prevalent pick right now in solo lane. I think she's good against every single warrior, every single one. All the CC she has, she's insane. And she has the sustain. I think she's very good in the solo lane. Izanami, lane clear bot. If you lose pressure on Izanami, there's something wrong with you. Janice, I think Janice is A tier. I think Janice is very good right now, as long as you know how to play Janice. If you don't know how to play Janice, Janice is probably F tier, and you should be playing him. Jingwei, I think Jingwei is, she's okay. She's not great. Jormungandr, he's fallen off a little bit, but he's still not great. Or not good, not great. Kali, another average pick. Khepri, I think Khepri's pretty average. I don't think he's great. Don't think he's horrible. There's not really much to say about Khepri. King Arthur, he's a classic lane bully, but I don't think he's very good in terms of late game. He kind of gets melted. Google Khan, I will throw in the A tier. I think Google Khan's strong. His ult is very good. If you're good at Google Khan, you could pump some major damage just with the tornado, the pine 1, 2, or the one auto polyprox is insane on him. Kumakarna, I'm gonna throw Kumakarna in A tier. I think the amount of CC he brings and the fact that he's able to almost totally knock out an enemy god for about 6-7 seconds of the game with his ult mez combo and the cripple. So actually, that's probably about 9 to 10 seconds of just bullying one person. That's a long time in a fight. That's a whole rotation of abilities from every single person on your team. Kuzenbo. Although Kuzenbo in B tier, I don't think he's bad. I don't necessarily think he's great. I think there's a lot of things that he does well, and I think there's some things that he doesn't do as well. Obviously, this ult's great disruption, and you get some pressure, but I think he might fall off if you don't build Thorns. If you build Thorns, he's very strong. Lancelot. I'm going to put him down here for a second. Lancelot. I think Lancelot is trash right now. I think he is horrible. I think Lancelot is a very good bully from level 2 all the way to level 20. But you might be saying, that sounds really good. Yes, you get level 20 in 20 minutes. You get level 20 about 18 to, let's say, 25 minutes is where you hit level 20 at. It's a big gap, but that's about where you should hit level 20 at, right? Your average smite game is going to last 40 minutes. Honestly, that's just how it is. Your smite game is going to last 40 minutes. And past 20 minutes mark, Lancelot falls off. Heavy. I think he is horrible past 40-minute mark. You could drop 50 kills in the first 20 minutes. You're not dropping a single kill in the next 20 minutes. That's just how Lancelot works. He has so much damage up front, but his damage numbers decrease very, very rapidly, right? So you're going to start off doing a lot of damage, and you're not going to do as much damage going forward as most of these other assassins will. Loki, I don't think Loki's bad. I don't think Loki's great. He counters a decent amount of these mages that you play in mid. Mammon, probably the best god in the game. Besides Chernobog, Mammon's probably the best god in the game. Mammon and Chernobog, you can argue best gods in the game. She just does so much damage. It is insane. The one is the best ability in the game. By far. You remember, I don't know if anyone else remembers when Marticarus first came out, and his Acid Rain was the best ability in the game. This is just Acid Rain on crack. It is a much better Acid Rain. It is an insane ability. Even with her nerf to be able to get knocked up in it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Just cancel it in 3, and you'll be fine. Right? It doesn't matter. Or beads. Anything. Ult, and you'll be fine. Right? I just think she's the best god in the game. By far. The amount of damage she puts out is insane. Typhon's Pyronomicon. If you proc that poly, you do 500 damage in auto. It's insane. But speaking of Martigris now, ever since he got nerfed into the ground, I don't think he's very good right now. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's C tier. He's pushing C tier, but he's definitely not A tier anymore. Maui. I think Maui's average. I don't think he's great. I think Medusa is probably pretty C tier. I don't think she's very good right now. Mercury, I think Mercury is one of the better jugglers in the game currently at the moment. He does a lot of things. He farms effectively, right? And with Crit coming back, I think he's very good. And Silver Branch, put Silver Branch on Mercury. Demon Blade, Deathbringer, Silver Branch, Hydras. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, excuse me. Demon Blade, Deathbringer, Hydras, Silver Branch, Dominance, or Serrated, whichever one you want. Dominant. Actually, no, go Dominance, right? Or you can go Serrated instead of Hydras if you don't like, if you can't auto attack cancel. Do that. He is amazing. Merlin, one of the best objective shot guys in the game. Actually, I'm gonna throw him here. I think he does some things poorly, but I do think he is the best objective shredded god in the game. Morrigan Le Fay. I'm tempted to put her in S tier, but I'm gonna put her down in A tier. She's very high A tier. She's probably the best. She's probably the top of the A tier category. Mainly because she's a very good pick into the number 1 solo laner in the game right now, and that's Raijin. She's very strong into Raijin. Mulan. I'm gonna throw Mulan in B tier. I think she just does a lot of damage early. I think she's pretty. That's about it. She does a bunch of damage. Neja. Neja's pretty B tier. I don't think Neja's amazing. I don't think he's poor. Neith. I think Neith's average right now. I don't think she's great. Nemesis, even with the buff, I don't think she's coming back right now. I don't think she's that good. Nike. And this is a pick I'm torn on. I'm thinking, obviously, if you look at smite win rates, you would say Nike's an S tier god. But to me, I think Nike might be very high B tier or pushing low A tier. I think the shield, the ultimate, is great. I think even with the slams, a lot of people don't know that actually pen shreds. Fun fact. So I think that ability. I think just that god in general is very strong. Nox is the only mage support I would play. Niwa, I don't think she's great. Don't think she's poor. Odin, once again, he's probably going to say the same forever. Oleron, I'm going to throw in A tier. He is the only magical AGC that I would say is better than Freya. Not in terms of damage, but with the amount of utility that he has. That ultimate is amazing, right? Either it's a free beads or it's a free win for the fight. That's Oleron right there. It's either you win the fight for free or you get everyone's actives, and that's still a win. You get everyone's actives, right? Osiris. I do, even with his buff, or even with the buffs to Warriors X and that stuff, I think Osiris is still bad. I don't think he's very great. Pele. Pele's A tier. I think she's very, very, very strong too. She doesn't do as much damage as Mon, but she's still very good. Persephone, useless passive, but just basic god. Poseidon. Poseidon's not horrible. He's pretty good in solo lane. Raw. I think Raw's pretty decent right now. Raijin is S tier. He's the best solo lane god in the game by far. If you play against Raijin, you understand. Rama, I think Rama's very good right now. I think people underestimate Rama. That attack speed stim with Silver Branch makes Rama insane. Ratatosker, globals, and the jungle are strong. That's it. It's just Ravana, pretty average. Scylla, very strong right now in the mid lane. Serket, I'm going to throw her in C tier. I don't think she's great. Don't think she's poor. Set is another god that I'm going to throw in the C tier. I don't think he's very good right now. Shiva, I think is one of the warriors that can compete in the solo lane, so I'm going to throw him in B. Scotty, I think Scotty's average. Sobek, another average pick. Soul, just a free tower killer. So Wukong, still strong in the solo lane. Now Surtur is a god that I would throw in the F tier. I think Surtur sucks. I don't think Surtur's good at all. Just you ult and die into a team fight, right? If you want to initiate a team fight with your ult, or at least you got to use it as an escape. You can't dive with Surtur, or else you just die. He sucks. Susanoo, very strong. One-shot potential easily. Sylvanas, I don't think he fits in this current meta right now at all. honestly, same with Terra. I don't think she fits very well either. Thanatos. I think Thanatos is strong, but actually, I'm gonna throw him in B tier. He's very average. He's just easy. He's just easy. Morgan is another B tier god, pretty average right now. Thor, I'm also gonna throw in S tier. His ultimate is insane. His just the amount of damage he pumps out is also just very good. Thoth, probably your best mid laner in the game. The amount of poke and the damage. I got hit by a Thoth the other day and outside 1700 damage. That's insane. It basically one shot me. Then that's minus. That's not including the wall. That's not including his divine proc. That's not including Soul Reaver. He hit me for about 2,000 damage with all of his procs, right? It's insane amount of damage Thoth puts out. Tiamat, I think Tiamat's average. I think Tsukiyomi once again is also average. I think Tyr with you see a pattern with a lot of these warriors, right? They're not very strong right now, and that's because they don't buff them. Uller, I think Uller is one of the best ADCs in the game. Vamana. Now, if this was multiple months ago, I'll tell you Vamana is the best god in the game. Now he's trash. Don't ever touch Vamana. He is worthless. Vulcan. With the Vulcan in the B tier. X-Ball, another B tier god. Jing Ten, another very average god as well. Emojum throws A tier. She's very strong. Well, she's not necessarily strong in terms of abilities, but the amount of CC she has, that's what makes her strong. Ymir is another F tier god. Ymir's trash. Stop playing Ymir, right? Your wall sucks. Your wall sucks. Your freeze is the only thing that's good about you. You're a freeze bot. Your ult's trash. I'm sorry, your ult's trash, and the smackdown ability is not that good, right? You're a freeze bot, and even then, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. Play someone else. Play Bacchus. Play Ares. Play Athena. Play Ganesh. Ymir sucks. The wall's trash. With them widening the jungle, making the jungle used to look like this, right? The jungle used to look like this. The wall would cover the whole jungle. Now the jungle looks like this, right? The jungle is like this big. Let me try to put my hands in the whole thing, right? The jungle is this big, right? The wall covers like 0.1% of that jungle, right? The wall's pointless. The wall's trash. It's one of the worst abilities in the game. Yu Wang, very strong, midliner. Zeus, average, and Zhang Kui. I think Zhang Kui is probably C tier. I think he's one of the slightly. I think he's bad. I don't think he's great. I definitely don't think he's F tier. I think you could play him, but I don't think he performs at the level that he should be performing at. And that's about it. All right, this is my tier list. Sorry, that's hopefully isn't that a long video. If you have any questions in the comments, leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer. But yeah, I hope you have a good day. Peace.